Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions. Sorry. And this is going to be my review for Noragami episodes 6 and 7. That is all I have currently edited and recorded at the moment. So I will try to finish Noragami either tomorrow or Saturday. I have tomorrow off, so I don't know what I'm going to work on then. Probably just try and maybe get close to finishing some shows and then finish them off on their respective days. Or maybe the next day, I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, Yukine's still having issues and it's still affecting Yato, but it's more serious than we thought, essentially. I just figured that he was just I just figured it was just causing him a little bit of pain. I didn't think it was actually doing any actual harm to him. No, apparently when Yukine is acting on his temptations, or just in general being bad, apparently Yato gets, what's the word for it? I guess corrupted as well? Because that's what it looks like. Essentially, it's apparently called the Blight. Makes me think of Dragon Age Origins. But that's essentially what it's called, and if it continues and he's not able to keep Yukine in check and get him to stop doing what he's doing, then Yato will eventually die from this. I guess the gods can die. But what am I saying? Of course they can die. Because in episode 6, I don't even remember what her name was. But apparently she's one of the war gods, the best war god apparently, and I think she's got 8, 9 regalias. So I'm guessing she used to have another one, but yeah, she's got a grudge against Yato because apparently he killed one of her regalias. We haven't gotten the full story on this, on what caused this in the first place. Like, did one of her regalias attack him and it was self-defense? Did the regalia go rogue and he had to go and kill it before so she wouldn't have to? Or did he just do it just because he wanted to, just like he said? I don't know. Maybe we'll get an answer at some point. Anyway, yeah, Yukine's still dealing with some stuff. I think mainly, the fact that Yato made him kill that girl's soul before, but I mean, like I said in the reaction, once the soul gets corrupted like that, there's no saving it at that point. Essentially, just killing it is a mercy in itself, because then it doesn't have to deal with living like that anymore. Living like that, or existing like that anymore, I should say. I don't know why Yato didn't even think to tell him and try to explain to him why it was in their best interest to kill it in the first place, and for her best interest as well to kill it in the first place. Because then that would have cleared up how Yukine was feeling about this and his resentment about it, because he didn't want to kill her, but Yato made him. And he does definitely need to nip in the bud the whole temptation of stealing that Yukine has, because nobody sees him. Nobody can see him at all. And thus he can take anything. He could take anything he wanted, essentially. But this obviously will not only mess with him, but essentially it's going to be killing Yato eventually if he doesn't stop. Why doesn't Yato drill into his head that this will kill him? And who knows what it would do to him? Who knows what it would do to Yukine? It would probably make him into a target of one of those thingies. Or, I should say, it'll more than likely corrupt him, obviously, because he was a pure soul when Yato found him. And, as Yato said, it's hard to find a pure soul anymore, because many of them are corrupted and stuff. So, somebody needs to smack some sense into Yukine and tell him what you're doing is not only going to be affecting you in the long term, but it's going to kill Yato eventually if you don't stop. Anyway, the war goddess lady from before shows up and attacks Yato and Yukine, but doesn't pay any attention to Hiyori at this point because, far as they are aware, she can't see them. Even though she obviously can, but Yato told her, no, don't say anything because then she'll know that you can see them. And now she's chasing him, or them, all over the city, and wanting to kill them because of something that Yato did in the past, which is kill her regalia. Which regalia and why, we do not know yet. Maybe we'll get an answer in the next 5 episodes. Anyway, Hiyori goes back to, dang it, I keep forgetting her name, the goddess of poverty lady and her regalia, and asking them for help in helping Yato, because if you don't, they will more than likely die. And thankfully, thanks to Hiyori's sense of smell, I guess it's either in that weird spirit form or her normal form, she can smell them, and she figured out where they were and told them where to go, which thankfully she did, because if she hadn't, the war god lady would have probably killed Yato. But because they stepped in, not only did they, prevent that and made her have to retreat for the time being, but in the process, this opened up a gate which caused all kinds of phantoms to show up and come pouring out of the underworld, because that opened up a freaking gate. And like I said, Yukine's still dealing with some stuff, and we actually find out what that girl is that keeps popping up and talking to Yato. She's called A Nora, not Nora the person, A Nora. And apparently, from what, what was his name? Tenju? Whatever his name is, the god guy? From what he told Yukine and now Hiyori, Noras are regalias that have multiple owners. Which explains all the little symbols on them, or on her, that she had. That means that she has different names. And essentially, those are essentially frowned upon, because regalias are supposed to only have one owner. So, yeah, that is, I'm guessing, a regalia that Yato has probably used in the past, because I'm sure that he's got a name for her, but he calls her Nora, obviously. So, yeah, thankfully Yato finds Yukine, and they go and take out another phantom, but obviously Yukine still has issues with Yato, and it's showing during the fight when the sword is now dull, so it can't really cut much of anything. And because of this, Yato has to use the purified water he was scooping up before on the blade so it could be able to cut through the phantom, otherwise he wouldn't be able to. And because of this, you could see when he's doing it, when he's pouring it on there, you could see the blight on his hand, and I was like, oh shit. So, yeah, that stuff is spreading. And somebody needs to tell Yukine what's going on and why he needs to quit acting like a little brat. And Yato needs to tell him straight instead of just calling him a wimp, because that's not explaining it. That's just insulting him and making him hate him even more. Anyway. So, yeah, apparently one of that lady's regalias noticed Hiyori the other day and essentially asked her to keep an eye on Yato because the guy owes Yato because of something I guess Yato did for him in the past, and he doesn't want to see Yato die that way. So, yeah, thankfully they got that lady off their backs for the moment because they're dealing with all the phantoms at the moment. But I'm still worried for Yato and Yukine because they need to work out their shit quick, or else this could be the death of Yato here. And then what's going to happen to Yukine? He's probably going to end up being corrupted if he doesn't have an owner to go to. And, well, that's not going to go well. Anyway, I hope you guys are excited for more, and I'll see you guys next time.